Howdy y'all, Sharky here. I just finished walking, doing the walking video, and I just had so much fun. I had so much fun recording, and I figured that I will continue and keep going with it. I'm a little bit hungover, so I apologize about my voice right now. What are we doing today, you may be asking yourself. Well, what I really want to do is work on the Empire, L'Empire de Requins. You can see we have all of this open space inside my castle walls, and I want to start filling that space. I still have a lot to do with the castle itself, but I want to take a break from that, just because, I don't know, I just want to take a break from that. So basically what this new little series is going to be, it's going to be super unedited, and it's just going to be super raw of just me going about building stuff. So if you find that interesting and you find me yapping interesting, then yeah, maybe this will be the series for you. So over the last couple of weeks, I've been clearing out pretty much all of this space. I've been trying to make everything flat. I'll even go into spectator mode so that you can see what I've done specifically. What I've done is I've made like, I kind of built the land over where I thought it was too hilly. And then I also kept some of these hills just to make it a little bit more authentic. I did a lot of this area. All of this area was way too hilly, so I had to make it kind of more flat. And I also just wanted some neat shapes to work with. Like, this is such a neat shape. I'm gonna have a lot of cool things to do there. And same with all of this. I made all of this super flat so that I can, I have space to work with. Funny enough, yeah, I actually found a dungeon back down here. I don't know what I'm gonna do with that, but I gotta do something with that. Yeah, so this is all down underneath all of that above. So yeah, I don't know. It was very hilly, and I wanted to maintain the hilliness of it, but I also at the same time I didn't want it to be too hilly. What's your emerald earning technique, farmers? Raid farms, I think? Or is he talking to somebody else? I don't know. So yeah, I think what we're gonna do is, don't mind me being in creative, it's fine. I don't ever mess with stuff in creative. I'm just using this to grab a new world edit placement, since all of this is pretty much new. Like if we go into creative for a second, which I will do, I'll happily go into creative. The server, I mean, not the game mode. Home castle, there we go. We just load this in. This is what it used to look like, actually. The castle pretty much looks the same except for inside. I'm pretty sure, yeah, there's no like walkway and stuff like that I added before. Also, I guarantee that all the inside stuff here is not done. Yeah, that makes sense because I did that all in survival. And this is how the original castle, like inside the walls looked. As you can see, it's a lot more jagged, you know, and all of this area needed to be flattened out. So overall, I think I did a really good job of clearing everything out and making everything look, you know, as intended. Yeah, so basically what the plan is to copy the, to copy this. Okay, good, I'm still in creative. Oh boy, yeah, this is gonna be tricky to copy, but we're gonna do it anyway. So, this is basically how projects get done in Sharksicle. Just to make things a little easier, I'm going to grab a compass so I can zip around a little faster. If you don't know with World Edit, you can use the compass to zip around a little bit. Here we are. Maybe somewhere around here. I kind of want the entire thing. I also want to work on the castle gate, but maybe that's for next time. And then... Nope. Area editor. Let's set this to like, I don't know, like 128 maybe. And let's set this to like 50. Maybe even lower, like 45. Oh boy, this is gonna be really painful. Okay, the top layer is 208, so I have to make this 209 probably. And that should pretty much cover the entire thing. Let's get rid of this and this. Let's just check how deep I've gone below it. I don't want to go too crazy. Yeah, that's a bit too much. We probably only need like the lowest layer, which is like 50. It's probably 60. So let's change that to 60. Okay. There we go. And this is gonna be the difficult part. Now, so let's save this as Empire 2026-1 maybe. Let's save it. This is gonna take a long time to save. In fact, actually, it might have already saved. Let me just zip around a little bit so that I can make sure it's saved. I cut this part of the wall by accident, but it's honestly that's kind of fine. We don't really need it. In fact, actually, I'm gonna be a little stingy about it. Bastard. Nope. Yes. There we go. And that's why you add the dashes, because I always screw this up. Let's see if it saves correctly. There we go. Okay, we got everything, I think. We cut out this part of the castle, but that one I'm completely fine with because we're only going to be working on the inside right this second. Okay, that should have saved by now, I think. All right, now comes the hard part. So obviously I did the same thing in creative. I copied over the entire castle. Well, actually, I copied the land that I wanted to use, and then I made the castle afterwards. That's actually how I did it. So what's my coordinates? Do we actually have? Okay, looks like that data pack is broken. That's fine. I'll have to fix that. I'll put that on the list of things to fix. Because I want to make sure that I'm not going towards people, in which case I am, but I'm 5,000 blocks away. It shouldn't be that big of a deal. I think this should be fine if we paste it here. I don't exactly know how high or to low to go here, but that's okay. Let's load it. Oh boy, this is going to be really painful on my computer. Yep, I can already tell I'm going to be lagging a lot. There we go, we're fine. Kind of. Oh boy. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, that's the front. Oh boy. Okay, the entire thing needs to go down. And actually, it looks like I spaced it out pretty perfectly, except for whatever the hell that is. What is that? Oh, I was doing some testing with some boots before. Let's bring the whole thing down by like 5. Probably more than that. Yeah, this is gonna be painful on my computer. But that's okay. Fine. Still need to keep going down. There we go. In theory, I could world edit, put it into place, but I think that would the size of this is like so large that it would break the. It usually crashes the server. So instead, I've been doing this technique where I can paste the schematic into the world, and I think that's the execute button. It wasn't. Hotkeys. There's execute operation somewhere in here. Yeah, if you're going to be placing huge builds like I am, then I highly recommend using, if you have the permissions to do Lightmatica instead of World Edit, because World Edit tries to paste pretty much everything all at once, whereas with this, what do you call it? With Lightmatica, it at least does like part of it at a time, which is a lot less resource intensive, I've found in my experience. I also find that it's not as accurate as World Edit, but for something like this where we just need the area to be able to start building and plotting stuff out, the case is pretty fine. it should be okay. So I don't need it to be 100% accurate. This looks like it's gonna take a long time, but I kind of expected that, to be honest. Let me just see how much we've done so far above the wall. 479. Yeah, this is gonna take a really long time. So I might as well pause, and I'll come back once I've finished pasting this in. Alrighty, and we're back. It's a really good thing I paused because this took about half an hour to finish up. A long time, but we did it. We got it done. Yeah, that took a long time. Here's the finished product. It looks identical to the one that's over there, except it obviously has all of the terrain features that I showcased in the survival world. It's not 100% perfect. As you can see, there's some like grass growing and stuff. In fact, I'll turn off the schematic now. We don't need it anymore. But it's pretty damn good. And I'm glad that they're so close together so that I can kind of be like, okay, I know this is the original design, as you can see, with all the incorrect terrain, and then this version with the correct terrain. And that's what we're going to be working with today. So yeah, if you ever want to copy and paste like huge projects like this, I would recommend using Lightmatica. Sure, it takes half an hour, but it didn't crash the server. It didn't lag the server very much at all. So yeah, this is the superior way. Because if I were to try to paste this using World Edit, number one, it crashes the server multiple times, and you're also left with like fragments. It'll like copy like from here to here, and then it'll have like left behind all of this because the server crashed. It can't process all of that. Yeah. Okay, so let's get started here. So I actually haven't revealed what I'm going to be doing quite just yet, but based on the title of the video, you can kind of guess what I'm going to be up to. I'm going to be making the central market. I actually did this on paper, what I plan to do, but I might as well give you the visual on this plane. So this is the area we're working with inside the castle walls. So I'll use my mouse. If you can, is it possible? Can you see the mouse? You cannot see the mouse. Okay. Or can you? Yes, you can. Okay, perfect. Okay. So this area from here to here to here is going to be like the guards area. This is where the guards are all going to hang out because it's obviously close to the castle wall entrance here. So from here to here, this area is all guards, posts, outposts, the barracks, the armory, all this stuff like that. And then this entire section is what we're going to be working on today. In fact, we might even cut it down to like this area, kind of like this. It's going to be the market, like the main market where everybody goes to purchase goods and shop and supplies and stuff. And then this is going to be like the main town, like the actual town of like buildings and houses where people live. And then this is going to be like the upper, society of the town. And then back here, there's some space back here. This is just going to be like the royal graveyard, the royal tombs and stuff like that. But yeah, like I said, this is the area we're going to be focusing on now. It's going to be the main market. So first things first, I know for a fact that I want a market square where all the activity is happening, and I kind of made this like raised platform kind of just to give some differences in the just to give like some difference in like environment and height and stuff. But now that I'm looking at it, I think I need to extend it by a lot just because I need like I said, I want to make like a proper market square where like most of the activity is going on. So let me just kind of like freehand this. Kind of want to make it kind of close to the edge here. This is what this series is going to be all about, really. I'm just going to be like building and yapping about what I'm building and stuff. I kind of like that, but I don't like where this is at. I want it to be more natural looking. There we go. That's probably better. Yeah, that looks fine. Okay, good job. And then we can probably just use World Edit to paste most of this in. We just grab from here, and then we go through the closest point, which is here. Set grass block. That should cover most of it, and we can just kind of repeat, rinse and repeat. Help myself out a little bit here. I definitely didn't need to World Edit that, that's fine. I say market square, but I want it to be more of a circle. Or do I? Really haven't decided on that yet. And I also need a name for the market as well. I've come up with like all these French names for everything that's in my for everything that's like every piece that's in the castle, but I haven't come up with a name for the market yet. Obviously all of this I want to be flat. If you don't know much about World Edit, you're going to get a lot of useful information out of this video, I think. Because I use World Edit so much. So one thing I didn't really think about when I was first building the castle is lights. So when I'm building the market, I'm going to have to start thinking about lighting and stuff like that too. But we'll worry about that in a minute. Well, we'll worry about that once I get some buildings in place and stuff. Lately, I've been having discussions with another player on the server, Lily, aka Calamari Cakes, about like environmental storytelling, especially with the castle and stuff like that. So immediately, my brain is kind of thinking stuff along the lines of, okay, what do they sell in the market? I mean, we probably have a blacksmith that works in the market. We probably have like tailors and stuff like that. People that, you know, construct clothing and stuff. You know, armorers and swords makers, and I know there's like these things called like clobbers or something like that, where they basically make shoes and stuff, I think. So I'm gonna be thinking a lot about that. There we go. That's definitely a lot better. And then let's go up here, because I kind of want the market square to be like in the center of the market, which looks like it's going to be around there. So let me just drop, and then we'll just call right there the center. So first things first, let's actually plan out like a proper center for it. So like center oak planks 10 -1. What? Oh, my apologies. It's actually HCYL for cylinder. That's fine, but I kind of wanted it to be larger than that. In fact, actually, you know what I've decided just now for funsies? In fact, I actually like this size, but what I'm going to do... Oh, this is going to be really cool, actually. We're going to go like this and do repeat, and we're going to repeat again. And we might even repeat again. Yeah, we are going to repeat again. There we go. That way we get nice and close to the edges. It's actually, I actually did a good job of measuring that. Okay, so that's going to be our square, even though it's a long cylinder, I guess. Set grass block. Perfect. And then we can just fill all these in. This obviously is a temporary block. It's not going to actually be wood. I'm just using it that I can kind of mark. I've actually never worked with a shape like this before in any of my builds, so this is going to be quite interesting. But I think that's going to be a good spot for the market, like this quote-unquote square. This is kind of like where the events are going to be held, because like there's, how do you say it? There's going to be like, actually, I think I just remembered, actually, this area is going to be like an entertainment area district as well, but that's okay. It can kind of bleed into the market as well, because I feel like the market and the entertainment district are kind of gonna bleed together a little bit. It's actually going to be more of like a... So when I say the square, it's going to be like the events area where we hold, you know, parties and everybody gathers and stuff like that. But then there's also going to be shops and stuff all the way around, probably deep into there as well. Actually, might have gone too much, but we're going to work on it, because I definitely want this to be very dense, and like it's going to be not a lot of space to move around. That's kind of what I want. So let's make this. I'm kind of going with these blocks for all the walls, and I kind of want to step away from that a little bit just because I've used it so much. Sorry, I was checking if we have daylight cycle on the creative server. We do not. I kind of want to go for something white, but not that. Maybe some of that. Or even some sandstone would be kind of nice, but we could also use quartz. And iron and the smooth quartz, maybe. I definitely want this to be, like, kind of polished. A little bit polished. Just grabbing blocks that I think would look good and, like, would sound good. Where's the calcite? I feel like calcite's probably a good one to use. Can't find it. It's up here somewhere. It's a little bit mushy for what I want, but it kind of looks okay. I want to avoid any wood, if possible. Just because I feel like the market square itself should be made out of, like, proper material. And in fact, I was just going to randomize blocks, but I feel like if I make an actual, like, design, I think it's going to look a lot better. So let's do this. Okay, if we grab the center and we set it to oak blanked, we should have a 1 block. There we go. Yep, exactly where I landed, right? And then maybe if we do something like ornate almost. I'm not really good at this style, but or you know what we could do? We could do something kind of crazy. I have made like a logo for the Empire, which is in banner form. If I check it over here. Oh, the banners didn't copy over. That's funny. Okay, so that's one thing that I've just noticed about Lightmatica. Okay, I like that you can see the square from here, though. That's pretty good. Let's hop over into survival so that I can check what the logo looks like. Holy, it's dark. Okay, so it's kind of like a cross with blue and orange on the sides. Let's take a picture of that so that I can look at it later. I kind of like the idea, actually, of using that logo, but in a different form. So, like, let's just do this something kind of crazy. I know we're not really working on the fun stuff yet, but I feel like we need, like, a good definition before we actually start working on the fun stuff. In fact, I'll even do world edit just because it's easier. Set smooth quartz. And then we'll do the same thing for down here. I'm not 100% sure if I like that, but maybe it's just because I haven't put any other blocks in yet. We're gonna do something crazy. This is a world edit tip, by the way. Always pick a random block that you know doesn't exist, and then you can change it. Like if I say set netherrack. Like obviously this isn't going to be netherrack, but then I can replace everything with netherrack and I can see how it looks as a whole. I'm not going to be following the colors per se, just because I don't think that's in the lore. Server? We're good? There we go. Yeah, I don't think it would be in lore for the colors to be on the ground, because how would nobles and stuff create orange and blue concrete, basically? Okay, there we go. But that looks good, actually, surprisingly. I actually thought I was going to hate it, but it actually looks pretty decent. So maybe we make this into, like, almost a darker color, slightly. So replace... Actually, you know what Oh, I've done it here. I didn't mean to do it, but I actually kind of like that style. Let's do that all over here. Again, the, this wood, outline is not going to be there. Replace... netherrack. Let's just try white concrete. Oops. I can't spell. And apparently I can't use world edit correctly. What's wrong with me? Position 1, position 2, please. Ooh. Ooh, I actually really like that. That looks really good. Okay, yeah, that looks pretty sweet. And then let's do from here to... I guess we can't go further than this. Let's do the same technique that I was just using. So I want all of this to be the same color. Like I said before, I'm kind of mimicking the banner, of, like the logo banner that I've done. Let's just clear my inventory, because I already decided that I really like these colors. I want this to be even darker, though, and I don't know how much darker than that I can get the that kind of the white concrete. We can't go further than this. In fact, I'm kind of lazy. I'm just gonna do this. There we go. Obviously, by the way, if you're watching, you can hop on the server. It's free to join, and everything is free forever. There's never going to be any paid features or anything like that. The server is just a free survival server if you ever want to hop on. Okay. So now at this point, we might get rid of the oak. I really like how that looks, though. I mean, despite it being the wrong color right this second. Is there anything like almost like a... Maybe I could use like cyan terracotta. Let's try that. Place netherrack. Cyan terracotta. That's close, but that looks a little bit too modern. Really don't like it. Yeah, I really don't like that. Okay, undo that. Maybe we go for something a bit more like grayish. But I really don't want to use the same kind of I've been using way too much stone, cobblestone, andesite, that kind of thing. Really want to avoid that now. I was almost thinking bone blocks, but I don't think so. I don't think the coral either. Maybe something just absolutely absurd, like... Would I hate this? Yeah, I do. From a distance it looks okay, but not close up. I really don't want it to be wood, because I want it to sound like you're walking on like a proper market square. Let's see what else. I mean, there's a lot of terracotta that I can work with. What about light gray? I don't hate that, but it doesn't look that good. Yeah, I mean, it's not great. What if we lean into the green aspect of it and make it like lime, so that it kind of looks like it's part of the grass almost? Actually, I kind of like that. I mean, obviously it's not the same color as my empire, but I kind of like it. We might even keep the border, but I maybe I prefer it. Let's try it. Replace oak planks, grass block. I kind of liked the border better, and we can replace it with like white concrete maybe. Oh, that looks really good, but it's too bright. What if we do something really crazy, like green terracotta? Yeah, okay, we're done. That's it. That looks really good, especially from a distance. I mean, like I said, it's not exactly the colors we're going for, but it's good enough to be the actual market square that I'm looking for. Yeah, I made this a lot larger than I kind of wanted it to be, but I kind of did that on purpose. Now here's the problem, is this. This is the areas that are spawnable, and if I remove the torches from the market square itself, it's going to be all spawnable, unfortunately. But I'm kind of relying on... actually, wait... what if we were to do green carpet over all this, and then we can... Actually, that might work. Then we replace this with, like glowstone or something, so you don't see it. Because, I mean, the green kind of fits, and I do like the fact that it makes like a bit of an outline. Yeah, actually, I kind of really like that. I just like that it adds, like, depth to it. I mean, it's not exactly what I'm really going for in terms of material-wise, but it's kind of okay for right this second. See how it looks from a distance. Oh, I kind of like that even better than the terracotta. I like looking at it from different angles, so that when you're looking down, you kind of see it. But you're not going to see very much of this specific thing, just because there's going to be like buildings and stuff all around it. Like, it's going to be so populated all over the place, even down here too. Okay, so replace green terracotta with, I don't know, like glowstone. It doesn't really matter, because you're not going to be able to see it at all. And then you can see that it basically deletes all of the light around here, which is really helpful. Okay, I really like that. That's a good market square. Might even put something in the middle here, like to signify that it's square, but I'm not going to worry about that right this second. We're going to move on into the fun stuff now. So what I was kind of thinking of is making like a pathway from here, because obviously this is the entrance of the actual the castle itself. We're not really going to work on the wall right now. In fact, actually, you know what I might just do? I might just do this. Just to signify where the pathway is going to go. I know that, like, I just want, like, a long, straight pathway so you can have, like, intake stuff. So, you know, if there's guards and stuff that are going to be checking, I don't know, papers or whatever, then we can kind of go diagonally up here. Let's pull back. Actually, we can leave this. Here we go. Make it a bit more diagonal. Yeah, I like that. I mean, this is going to be tricky to maneuver, like, the actual pathway, but I'm just going to worry about that later. Because I want the entrance of the actual, like, market to be here. Then you go into here, like, that way. Like that. Yeah. That looks really good, actually. I like that a lot. Okay. We might even be able to, like, get away with... Just because I don't like how straight this is. Might even be able to just do stuff like that. Yeah, that'll be fine. We'll worry about the actual pathway itself later. And then... It's going to keep going here. Kind of want to enter... In fact, let's work backwards. Enter the actual square itself. Like, I want the pathway to go here, like this. So let's do that, and then let's kind of, like, connect it, almost. I don't want it to, like, be 100%, but, it's fine, actually. It's okay. Oop. There we go. Okay, let's take a look from up here. That looks fine. I'm not super in love with how direct it is, but, I mean, there's going to be stuff all over the place here. In fact, I might even just bump it up that way a little bit, just because I really like... I want it to be, like, a little bit wacky. Like if we do, like, this, and then we do, like, a bit of a loop here. And we come back. How do I feel about that? Yeah, okay, I kind of like that, but it needs to come down more. I've decided that this is now, like, this is what I'm working on now, apparently, as I'm making the actual pathway itself. I feel like that's gonna help out for, like, when I'm actually gonna start putting buildings and stuff. Because, yeah, that looks way better. Because I don't want it to be so cut and dry. Oh, I've just dropped the compass. I don't want it to be so cut and dry. That way I have room to work with, like, actually placing buildings in a, you know, kind of a weird, you know, kind of weird way. And then there's also going to be another pathway that goes this way, and that's going to be where it leads into the town stuff. But yeah, let's just, like, make, like, a basic kind of path from here to here. That way I have something. Let's just set it to, like, gravel. Maybe andesite, even though I've been using these blocks a lot. Let's get rid of this so I can kind of see it. The problem is I've just been using those blocks so much. I just want to veer away from it. I want to use something different. Maybe we even kind of get crazy and do, like, the path block.
Is that a thing? Can I, Okay. What if I just do grass block, and then terracotta, and then maybe like clay would be really wacky, and then I can come in and manually do this. There we go. What do I think of that? I kind of love that. I mean, it looks like it's been just treaded on, which is the kind of the vibe I'm going for. And I also like that the pathway adds depth to it. Yeah, I really like that, actually. Yeah, we're keeping that. Don't like the fact that I see the glowstone underneath here, so we're going to do a quick cheeky that. There we go. Kind of hide that. And then we're going to do kind of the same thing here. Let's just try to like make the actual pathway itself for right now. Nice. Looking good so far. We can extend a little bit further this way. I think this is where the shovel is going to be really handy. Is I just kind of, anywhere it looks kind of wrong, I just kind of give it a little bonk. Boy, is this stressful though. Let's just bonk that, I guess. Okay. Oh, that's looking so good. I really like how that's looking. This is the part that's gonna be really tricky though, is the actual like huge curve that I've done here. Okay, yeah, this is where it's gonna be tricky. So let's go from here to here. Let's do this really simple. Because I really don't want to mess this up. But this point is when we start going forward a little bit more, like this way. There we go. Oh boy. That's fine, I guess. That's better. And we can even bring it up a little bit more so that it looks a little bit more natural. I'm sure there's a way that I can use World Edit to paste the path block, but I'm just too lazy to figure out what that is right now. Plus, I kind of like the freedom of just being able to bonk, bonk, bonk wherever I want. Okay, this part's going to be really tricky because I went way too far. But that's okay if we kind of do this. Just, I might as well just have these blocks. In fact, I might as well just like freehand this part. Yeah, we can even just keep going further this way. That's fine. We even just like pull that. That's a lot of path blocks that it just created. Yeah, that's looking good though. Like I said, you're not going to be able to see very much of this just because there's going to be so many buildings, but it's okay for now. Here comes a tricky part once again, where I try to do a natural looking curve. It's kind of hard with this, like, the dirt that's in there. Maybe I should have added coarse dirt now that I'm looking at it. I kind of like the look of it, but I can always add that in later. Let's just, like, do that. That looks good. Okay, yeah, and then we're back to the actual regular path. Perfect. Even can do a little bonk here. I'm gonna like make it a little wider. There we go. In fact, we have to make this wider too. That looks really good. Perfect. Okay, we've done it. We've successfully done it. Okay, and I think here is where we stop. We can keep going, but I don't want to. I want to focus on. I want to start focusing on the actual buildings and stuff itself. So let's maneuver myself over here, and we can kind of get rid of this because I'm just gonna basically do the same thing, except not very far. Whoops. Double whoops. Again, I'm gonna have to replace the terracotta that's there. That's fine. A couple of glowstones, not gonna hurt. Perfect. Okay. Now we have a clear and concise pathway. Even though I haven't built it yet, but it's gonna go up here. You walk here. You reach here. Obviously, buildings and stuff here. Buildings and stuff here. Buildings and stuff everywhere. And this is where the actual pathway that I've constructed. Like I said, there's gonna be a bunch of buildings and stuff here. Just because this is taking me so long today, I don't think I'm going to get into building any of the actual buildings itself. I'd rather just like plan out where I want stuff. And people usually do that with wool. Kind of mark things. So let's just give myself like some room. This is going to be like some stalls and stuff. And I really want this to be really compact and like really busy, you know. Like stalls and stuff all the way through here. We can even add like a larger one here. In fact, I feel like this has got to be a larger one because this is going to be like a lot of main stuff, like information and stuff about what I'm working on. Like we can do the same here. Get like the prime, almost the prime real estate of the stalls. That looks good. Yeah, these are just going to be like basic stalls. And then the actual shops and buildings itself are going to be later. I've made these ones a little bit too big. That's okay. And it's because the way the path works is kind of wonky at the moment. But yeah, I definitely want these to be like goofy market stalls with like villagers and maybe selling some actual stuff. And I do want it to be this like tight and compact where like you kind of feel almost a little bit overwhelmed with everything. It's kind of the vibe I'm going for. And I think I'm succeeding right this second. There we go. Yeah, these are looking good. This area is going to be a little bit tricky, but I think we can make it work once we actually add some height. Oh, where did that block go? There we go. I also might cut the corners on these ones, but that's okay. Okay, and then maybe starting here, we build like a legitimate building. In fact, I'll even mark out the yellow can signify buildings, and then the white, or sorry, the orange can signify the stalls. So this can be like a proper building here, with like actual stuff. Oh, I really like that it works out really well. It goes all the way here. There we go. Yeah, that can be a proper building with actual stuff. And then I will continue with like market stalls and stuff, like in between the buildings. Just I guess if you're rich enough, you can afford a proper building in this area. I definitely need to cool it on the stalls a little bit, but it's okay. Another building can be here. And I also need to figure out what I'm going to do with this area that's like kind of behind. Maybe I'll add like a second pathway that goes around here. But right now we're just going to focus on this main path. I also really like the idea of a building going like right here. Kind of like a small, cozy kind of shop building that goes in here. That fills this space. Yeah, I really like the idea of a building going there. And then we can fill the we can fill more market stalls here. Yeah, this is a really fun process. I've actually never gone ahead and like planned in this way before. You can make a huge one here. That would be really cool. Huge diagonal stall. Yeah, I like that a lot. Yeah, I'm really liking how this is looking so far. I think I need another like big market stall here. I don't want to go any further now since I've run out of pathway and I don't exactly know how it's going to work out, but this is kind of what we're going for. And then around the market square, maybe we add like a building at the end here for something. Like maybe like this can be like the central inn. I think that would be kind of cool. I don't have a whole lot of space for that, but maybe like this can be like the official town inn or something. Don't 100% know yet, but I'm just trying to make area where I can place stuff. Okay. I'm liking that a lot so far. I do want to leave like a little bit of space for other stuff here. Like, I don't exactly know what's going to be in the entertainment area just yet, but it's okay. I also don't want to put anything this way. I want another pathway that leads up to the like high society. So maybe we put like a little opening here, like 1, 2, 3. Kind of like a nook in the wall almost, where it's like, oh, actually there's more room. Maybe I can walk this way, and then you discover more market stalls that are here. In fact, we'll even put a shop here. ABC says welcome back. Thank you, ABC. Have to reply, obviously. I'm a nice guy. Yeah, this is going to be like more stuff in here. In fact, we can even like open it up a little bit here. I don't want to be too crazy against these market stalls. It's okay. There we go. And okay, so that naturally guides you this way. Perfect. Okay, that works out well. Add another market stall here. Yeah, this is going actually way better than what I thought was going to happen. Let's put another building in here across from that building. Nothing crazy, just because I want the player to walk. I want them to visually go this direction. And then maybe we open it up here. Like, this is the back of this building. And I don't really want people to see that, so maybe we put another building here. I'm kind of intruding, but that's okay. That's fine, right? Yeah, this is fine. Yeah, so like buildings like almost like this one's facing this way, this one's facing this way. Obviously a lot smaller building. Oh yeah, that looks good. Okay, we need more market stalls though. So let's put one here. We'll even fill it in there like that. Perfect. And we need one here. These ones can be like kind of back to back. I don't mind. In fact, I almost really like that. I don't want these to be flush though. Let's go like that. Perfect. Yeah, a bunch of market stalls back to back here. I really like that. I really don't want anything to be like touching each other, but I do want you to be able to be like squeezing through here if you desperately need to go where you need to go. Or you can take the obvious path and you can kind of like, oh yeah, this is looking so good so far. Take the obvious path and kind of get your money's worth of looking stuff here. Let's put like a tiny market stall. If I can fit one in here, that'd be nice. I really doubt that. Maybe something there. Let's just mark that something needs to go there. And let's just get some slabs of some kind. Maybe acacia would look fine here. Yeah, that looks really good. Yeah. That looks really good, actually. Everything's looking good. This is I'm actually really proud of this. This is going so well. I'm actually really enjoying the whole building process of this. Like the planning stuff. This is a lot of fun. Another building here. This one's gonna be really small though, and I'm totally fine with that. Am I? We'll find out. I can always make adjustments if needed. So yeah, maybe like we can have a secondary pathway, like almost take this pathway but put it more rudimentary, where it's like dirt and coarse dirt and stuff. But I'm not gonna worry about that right this second. There should be something special here. Just because like I specifically designed this so that I have this like kind of wall to work with. Another building here. In fact, I really like what that's going to do to your eye on this way. Because if you're walking this way, you'll see a building here, a building there. I really like that. Yeah, okay. So guiding the player this way. And then maybe we have like almost a secondary like circle here, like almost like a mini wood oak planks, I think it's called. And maybe 10. That's way too big. Let's maybe push it this way a little bit and go to like 6. Yeah, that's better. Now we have like a mini square that I like. This one can be whatever. Really don't care what the material is going to be, but it's just going to be like an extra area that with like a bit more space. I have a lot of space to work with here, so this can be like the pathway that leads into it. Maybe we do something. We take this market stall and we kind of extend it like this, that we use some of that space, and then I can put like some Easter eggs and stuff in there. Yeah, I like that. Put another market stall like right here. I don't really like that. Let's cut this and kind of make it diagonal. Like that. Perfect. Oh yeah, looking good. And then I feel like this building needs to come out a little bit more. Like that. Yep, perfect. To kind of like wrap around this little square that I've made. Even though I know it's a circle, but I'm calling it a square for the sake of you know what. Okay, I like that, but the building needs to come out a little bit more here. This one's gonna be a really small building, but it's okay. Really don't mind. Then maybe we put like another market stall here. And I almost like the idea of using this area to my advantage, where it's like people have kind of like dug spots into the side of the hill here, like as extra storage. Like I wouldn't mind if I like kind of did like some of this action where like people have kind of like dug themselves in so that they get more space. I really don't mind that at all. In fact, I really like that. I think that's kind of a neat thing. Then maybe I'll put like some stone back there and stuff. I also like the idea of keeping that open in case I want to like add like some sort of weird, maybe almost a secret entrance or like something. But like almost something ornate where people kind of like draw their eye. Isn't it? Is it what's it called? The actual like the stone one with the circle in it. This one, chiseled. Where people are almost like, huh, that's kind of like suspicious. What is that? It's kind of like a weird wall there. Yeah, I like that. This is really coming together so far, and I really like the layout that I'm working with here. I definitely need to do some stuff over here. Maybe a secondary like pathway, like similar to what I've done here. Except somewhere here. Maybe we even cut this part out. We have like more space here. Yeah, this is looking really good so far, actually. Really happy with how this is looking. Like I said before, I just want it to be so dense that you're just super overwhelmed with how much stuff there is. Because that's kind of how I envision the market, where it's just so busy. Everyone's running around. There's, you know, kids running around. There's people trying to sell you stuff. Like, there's going to be a bunch of crazy shit happening here. So I'm glad that I'm getting the vibe down right this moment. Maybe we even put like a market stall here. Even though I really want to focus on like that, but maybe the building is taller than that. Fine. Yeah, okay. This is looking good so far. I think I'm gonna take a break now, just because it's been a full hour plus my work on pasting the damn thing in the first place. But yeah, like I said, everything's going super well so far for the planning of this, and I'm enjoying this project a lot. Let's set a home so that I have room to come back here. That's pretty much it from me. Yeah, like I said, this is gonna be like a new sort of mini series that I start working on, where I just kind of like goof around, just build some stuff for my castle, because this is such a huge project that I feel like I need to document the history of it, because I really like checking out how the terrain used to be back here, like everything that was here, and now I've completely changed all of it to be, you know, obviously no trees and flatten, and I made it so that it's all grass and stuff like that. So yeah, like I feel like it's important for me to document this stuff. So yeah, let me know if you enjoy this style of formatting. I'm pretty much done for now because it's been an entire hour. I'm really exhausted. I need like a bit of a break. Yeah, feel free to join the server if you want in the description. Like I said, it's a free Minecraft server. We just kind of goof around and hang out. There's no microtransactions or loot crates or ranks or anything like that. It's just all of us on here having fun, you know, being ourselves and working together. So yeah, that's about it from me. Thank you, everybody. And yeah, I guess I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.